Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024 and welcome back after a long while to the Neofly series. This is episode 55 and as you can see we are parked on the ramp at Victoria Falls with a raging storm happening in the background. That lightning just struck right there on the apron or on the taxiway. But we are in our own personal A300-600 and we're going to be taking it from here at Victoria Falls up to Kilimanjaro Airport in Tanzania to go and kick off our bush operations again up there. We spent quite a bit of time around that area early on in the Neofly series, but it's been a long time since we've been up there, so we're taking our ACJ 300-600 all the way up to Kilimanjaro Airport to go and do some bush flying around there. It's if we can make it out of here. So I'm hoping that some of the storm will pass by the time we need to depart, because it was all over there when I loaded up and it's moving that way. So it has definitely moved over the airport. It was pouring with rain here just now. So hopefully that just keeps moving in that direction and then we should be good to go by the time we are ready. So let's jump aboard, and I am gonna close these cargo doors. We can keep that open for now. We do have the GPU, so let's come up here, and it's been a long time since I flew the A300, so let's see if we can get everything up and running. So there's batteries on. Right, we can accept the external power. And let's start getting some of this stuff on as well. Right, nav lights we'll set to 2. The rest can stay. Okay, these are all the fuel pumps which we'll do once we have refueled. Pitot heats and window heats we can do later. Let's get the APU up and running. So master on and start engaged. Okay, emergency exit lights armed. We'll put the no smoking signs to auto. Seatbelts will do once we've refueled. Okay, I actually need to fix that view because it's supposed to come up here. So let's put our ADIRUs onto nav, all 3 of them. Oxygen supply we can turn on. And I think that's cool up here for now. Let's come and get our Simbrief stuff loaded in. Right, we are full up today. We're taking a whole bunch of cargo and personnel with us up to Kilimanjaro. Cool, so fuel's being loaded up. Zero fuel weight 128.8. Okay, this is all fine for now. Ah, that is the wrong airport. Right, let me go and fix that. Okay, let's redo that and it should give us Kilimanjaro. Very nice. Cool, let's just double check our weight and balance. It should be pretty much the same. All good. Okay, that's being loaded up. Let's come down here. Okay, Vic Falls to Kilimanjaro, our alternate HTDA. Cost index 28, initial cruise 31,000. And we are Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha. Okay, let's go and get this information. So, block fuel today. Is that the target? I think it is. Isn't there a way here to see? Okay, block fuel 24.5. .7, so 29.8. Okay, cool, that's in flight plan. Let's go back here and grab this. So we're expecting runway 12. I'm using Beyond ATC, so that's what's doing the traffic. I thought we could maybe see that A330 there, but we can't. And obviously they will, Beyond ATC will do our virtual air traffic control, so we'll get clearance from them shortly. But we're expecting runway 12 with a vector departure. On the other side, we're expecting runway 9. Arcnerd to Delta. Okay, we'll do ILS Zulu 9. Was I looking at... Is this an alternate? Yes, whoops. Okay, so no star either. Right, take off calculations. Sync that up. Give us a calculation. So 147, 163, 166. 147, 163. And 166 we need to put in over here, but first we need the IRS to align so that we can turn all of these on. Okay, so that'll be 166. And then the flex temp we put in over here, but again we need that on. Flaps 15, aircon on. Cool. Right, that's all I can put in for now. Okay, Neofly is busy loading the cargo. I don't think we can switch these on until the IRS is done, particularly these bottom ones. Oh. Seems to be working. Okay, this has all come alive. So this we dial to 166. Okay, that we can turn on. None of these are doing anything yet. We'll get our initial climb now. Okay, then over here, what was that flex? 53. So flex, temperature set to 53, which gives us 99. Okay, I can't do that one. Cool, let's uncage this. QNH here at Vic Falls is 1016. Do that every time. Okay, that's it. Iris is now aligned. Okay. let's go tower on 121.1 and get our clearance. So let's come down here and do 121. One and Victoria Falls Tower, very good afternoon to you. Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy IFR to Kilimanjaro, ready to copy. And we'll ask GSX to get ready to push us back. ATC is speaking. Oh, whoops. Well, I think they should be replying by now. It could have been this.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, Falls Tower, expect runway 12. Climb flight level 090 on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors Livingston. Squawk 6655.
Okay, apologies for the delay, my radio was off. Expect runway 12, climb flight level 090, radar vectors to Livingston and squawk 6655. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, initial climb is 9,000, so we can dial that in like so. We'll turn that on, we'll turn not this, we'll turn
Negative.
This on.
Climb flight level 090.
Climb flight level 090, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. I have to try to remember that call sign. Okay, 120 means we're taking off to our right.
Heavy. Read back correct.
So we got a long taxi.
Pushback or engine start.
Call you back, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, landing elevation we can set now. HTKJ is 2,936 feet. So it's 2,950. Cool. Okay, beacon light on. We can ditch the external power. And we're on APU. Fueling should be complete by now. It is. Window heats, probes can stay off for now. Seatbelt signs, and let's get clearance for pushback. I don't know if GSX is doing anything. Okay, it is doing things. Tower Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, ready for push and start.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, Falls Tower, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Push and start approved, face west. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, so that means nose left.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for GSX to ask us which way we want to face. there's that A330. Oh, why did this just disappear? Oh, maybe we don't have to because we are right on the end. So maybe it just knows? Storm has moved off. Still pretty rough over there. Okay. Nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Right, here we go. Brakes released. Okay, today is an even number, so we'll go B. I think we still have chocks.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, start engine 2. Why is that not starting? Oh, we need APU air. Where is that? That's electrical. It's here somewhere. APU bleed. There we go. I guess it wants the probe heats on before we start. Okay, GSX is doing his thing, weather's moving on. We are looking good. Engine 2 is coming up. Starter is disengaged. Let's fire up engine 1. Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
The electric switching over to the generators.
You're good to go. Contact the
Okay,
tower.
flaps should be 15-15, so we want to see there and there. Right, good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Right, APU can shut down and ignition back to off. Full up, full down, full left, full right, rudder, full left, full right. Good. On this guy. Okay, runway turn off. Taxi lights. Brakes released. Brake check. Cool. Right, for takeoff, auto brake max. Looks like we are good. We'll do the TCAS once we get a bit closer. And I probably should actually ask for permission to taxi. And Tower Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, ready for taxi. Charlie 1 Alpha
Delta
Alpha 1.
Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, runway 12 taxi via Alpha.
Runway 12 taxi via Alpha. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, one other thing I need to fix is I'm missing a button assignment for this guy. I can look around using my joystick as well. I guess we're going to get the weather radar on right away, although it's all moved in that direction, so our departure direction, which is now behind us, looks fine. Let's see, system 1. Cool. See the storms out in the distance there. Flaps are set. 15:15. Spoilers are armed. Flex temperature is set. Okay, so all we need to do now is turn on the strobes and landing lights and the transponder. We got lucky with that storm. It was looking pretty bad at one point there. And saying goodbye to Victoria Falls for a bit. Didn't actually do much flying around this area, but I'm very keen to get into some bush flying again. keen to get back into the Neofly series. I mean, at one point I was doing those videos every week. It's been a while now with moving house and setting up computers and things like that. But we should be full swing back into making videos and running the Neofly series. In terms of other series, there's my Australia to South Africa in a Comanche. Just waiting for the Comanche to receive its native Flightsim 2024 patch. Unfortunately, I bought it through the marketplace, so that's gonna be a while. It's released if you bought it through A2A's website, but it hasn't released for the Flightsim marketplace yet. So I'm just waiting for that, and we can continue with that series. Okay, I think before we make the turn here, let's sort out our lights and everything just so it's easier to deal with. Okay, that's all set. Transponder will also be down here. I don't think I ever put the code in. It was 6655. Hope I'm not having a crash while I'm doing this. This is very slow. Okay, we're starting to get towards the end here. Okay, it's here, RA. Zulu Alpha Heavy, runway 12, ready for departure. We'll storm out that way as well.
Alpha Heavy, 4th tower, wind 080 at 13, fly heading 120, runway 12, cleared for takeoff.
Cool, heading's already set. Fly heading 120 and clear for takeoff, runway 12, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. So we might need to ask for a bit of a deviation to dodge that storm. Just depends when they give us a vector. They maybe turn us before we get to that. This should come on. Interesting. I missed something. Yeah, I have missed something. So it's not doing flex, it's doing toga. Okay, well, not much we can do right now. At least we have power and we will be able to get airborne here.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
Okay, gears coming up. That's just me trimming.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Contact Hawaii radar 131.5. Bye-bye.
131.5. Good day. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. 31.5. So you keep an eye on the speed and stuff. We're very slow at the moment. I want this. Okay, let's just dial this up to 235. 240 is probably fine. Radar, good afternoon. Delta Alpha, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Passing 7,500 feet, climbing flight level 090. Flight level 310, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, I just realized I can't do profile because we're not on a departure, we're on a vector. So once we get onto track...
Heavy. Turn left, heading 335.
Left heading 335, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, so if I had been faster... Let's get the rest of the flaps up. If I had been faster, we could have... probably missed this cell here. But again, I'm very rusty on the A300. Okay, gears up, flaps up. We can turn off these lights now. We'll keep the landing lights on for a couple thousand feet more. Mostly cargo on board, so if it is a little bit bumpy, it's not the end of the world. Is close. Okay, we're heading out towards the actual Victoria Falls. Although I don't know if we're going to see anything. Right, we're through 10,000 feet. We can
Delta
retract
Alpha
these.
Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Turn left, heading 280.
Left heading 280. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Guess there's no way. Oh, I can do a profile now, so that's cool. We should start increasing speed. We're cleared to a flight level, so let's go and do standard. We'll leave that one, doesn't matter, we'll set that later. Okay, climb thrust we have. Now, I can never remember if I'm supposed to... Yes, I am. Okay.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Clear direct Livingstone. Resume on navigation.
Direct Livingston, and then on navigation. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, that's on. We can then go nav.
Negative. Clear direct Livingstone.
Direct Livingston. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, it's direct to this one, not the Victoria Falls VOR. Now we can go nav. Come on. There's Victoria Falls down there. Okay, speed's increasing. We're already over 14,000 feet. And we're on to our FMS route now. Flaps, lights, all of that's done. The radar is now clean. Some more storms out in that direction, but we're going to be above those. Right, if we look at the weather at Kilimanjaro that we're expecting, nice and hot, 32 degrees, winds 39 at 4 knots, QNH 1014, and partly cloudy with few clouds at 6,500. There's a good chance we run into storms there in the afternoon, so we'll keep an eye on the weather and see what we can expect. That is Victoria Falls down there. Navigation is struggling quite a bit here. There's Livingston. We're supposed to be flying over the top of that.
Contact Lusaka radar 120.5.
120.5. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Thank you. Okay, 1205. I'm actually going to now start flip-flopping. Lusaka radar, very good afternoon to you. Delta Alpha, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, passing flight level 175, climbing flight level 310. Okay, we should get onto the course now properly.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, Lusaka radar, radar contact.
There we go. Now we're getting onto our course, and as expected, some thunderstorms that we're going to be passing over on the way. There we go. So now we're going to climb up to 31,000 feet and cruise on over to Kilimanjaro. So I will join you a bit later when we prep for the descent into Kilimanjaro Airport. Okay, welcome back. We're about 80 miles from our top of descent point now. It is a beautiful late afternoon. The sun is starting to set, and we have some thunderstorms all around the area as well. So if we look at the weather for Kilimanjaro, 31 degrees, winds 320 at 11, heavy rain, thunderstorms in the area, broken clouds at 1600, few clouds at 4200. QNH 1013 though. So it looks like we're going to have an interesting ride into Kili. Right, let's go and get some things. Actually, we haven't been assigned a approach yet. Where is okay, 9 or 27. With runs 320, we're probably going to get 27, which means no ILS. At least that's fairly simple. We'll most likely make it by Victor. And then this is our hangar down here. Oh, we're going to be parking in front of that hangar is what I mean. Okay, so we did plan for runway 9. I think we'll go with auto brake medium. Yeah, we did program in 9. Radio, good afternoon. Delta Alpha, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, ready for descent. Actually, mostly just want to see the approach. Still 09. Landing runway 09, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. I don't know, I don't like this call sign. I keep forgetting. I have to look over there each time.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Contact Kili approach 123.9.
123.9. Good afternoon, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, 1239. This is full-on scrolling simulator. Okay, let's take that. Approach, good afternoon, Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, flight level 310.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy Kili approach. Good afternoon. QNH 1013 expect radar vectors for ILS Zulu runway 09er.
Expect radar vectors for the ILS Zulu runway 09 in QNH 1013, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, turn left, heading 220 vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 981 miles.
981 miles. Left heading 220, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. That takes us behind us. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, turn left, heading 220, descend to flight level 190. Expect further clearance in about 981 miles.
Uh-huh. Left heading 220, descend and maintain flight level 190, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Okay, the descent we're going to do, the 220 we're not.
Negative, descend to flight level 190.
Descent to flight level 190, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, request direct to fix.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, unable direct at this time.
Great. Okay, let's go set up for the ILS. 110.9, so we put that in down here. And 088. What I'm actually going to do is take us direct. Well, let's actually do this one. No, Exaba would work. So I'm actually going to change this. That will help us a lot. And then direct to Exaba. Cool. Some lightning out that way. And landing pretty much in the dark because the sun is going down quickly. Right, there we start our descent. So we started our descent a little early, so we're doing the 1,000 feet a minute thing, and now as we catch up, that descent rate will pick up. So I'm just ignoring their vectors. And we're just gonna follow this simple arrival procedure, which basically just takes us to, what is it, Exaba or something like that? Exaba, and then onto the ILS. Okay, 27,500. We'll see if they clear us further down, otherwise I'm just gonna ditch beyond ATC because it's doing weird things. I did say we would run into storms in the afternoon. Pretty classic African weather. supposed to intercept at 5,000. Right, I'm just going to dial this down to 5,000. I don't think Beyond ATC is going to play along. But what I can just do is switch over to the tower. So, tower frequency 1211. And we'll just contact them when we are on the ILS. So it seems like our maximum TCAS range is 12 miles. I also feel like we're very high, but according to this we are bang on. Okay, where's landing? So flaps 1520 for landing, not full. Okay, coming through 18,000 feet. QNH is 1013 at the airport. Nice and dark in the clouds. Okay, minimums. We'll set 300. Actually, it should be just over that, 350. Well, there's 300. There's 330. Lights already on full. These are for the displays. Just trying to see if there's like a floodlight for here. Not that we really need it, we can see everything we need to see. I was just wondering. There's something underneath here. Okay, 13,500 feet coming up. start slowing down. Localize is alive. That purple dot coming up next is where we decelerate, so we need to be below 250 once we reach 10,000 feet, and we need to be at 230 knots at Exeba. That's its restriction. Okay, let's get the lights on. So we're going through 10,000 feet now. Glide slope is now alive as well. Right, Exeba brings us down to 230, and I want us to go down to 200 before we make this turn. Might even do 180. No, we can do 180 by this point. So we'll do 160 by this one, and then after that okay, it'll be flaps 15, 20. We'll take 3260. Approach speed 155. We didn't actually see Mount Kilimanjaro because of the storms. Let's start getting some flaps in to help us slow down as well. Okay, we need to bring that glide slope back because we are 1 3/4 dots above it. There is the airport. Okay, we didn't slow to 200 for some reason. I'm going to take control of this. Bring this down to 160. Fact, if we activate that and we go back to managed, okay, it doesn't seem to want it. Anyway, we'll go to the 155. Let's get some more flaps in. There's a big storm behind the airport. So if we go around, we want to turn left. Sorry, right. Okay, I've got the wrong tower frequency. I've just realized this tower is 1188. Gears coming down. More flaps. Tower, good evening. Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy ILS 09. Lots of lightning around. Just the other side of the airport.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, Kili Tower, wind 320 at 11, runway 09 clear to land.
Yeah, I have control now. Kili land runway 09, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy.
No. Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy clear to land runway 09 now.
Clear to land runway 09, Zulu, Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. I think I just said hairy instead of heavy. A very interesting side picture. You sit very low in the A300, or in Flight Simulator at least.
400.
Coming in nice and fast because we did flaps 15-20 instead of full. Yes, feels super fast. Lightning is quite distracting.
40, 30, 20, 10, 9.
We have touchdown. Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
A little bit squirrely. I feel like that was a good touchdown. Wow, it feels really fast. And reverse is working. See, that's a much better side picture, but then you can't read the top of your gauges. Why do I feel like none of our lights are working?
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy, exit next available taxiway.
Next taxiway, Delta Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. Something like that. I cannot get this call sign. Yeah, it really does seem like we have no lights. Lights are on. I'm just going to sit like this for the taxi. Right, welcome to Kilimanjaro and our base for the next couple of episodes at least. Okay, there's a little bit of lights there from the landing lights. That'll be hot brakes, I reckon. Yeah. Okay, let's set on the brake fan. Okay, right on Victor, left on Yankee, right Sierra, left Zulu. Going to pick up the speed of the taxi as well, which can help us with the brake cooling. Geez, we're over 500 degrees. Okay, get rid of the spoilers and the flaps. 535 degrees. They're just rising. I'm not riding the brakes, I'm not using them at all. 550. At what point do we pop our tires? Now I have to use the brakes, which is going to make it even worse. Oh, we're almost up to 600. Zulu Alpha Heavy, request taxi to assigned cargo ramp. Okay, so let's get this to standby. These off.
Delta Alpha Victor Zulu
This
Alpha
on.
Heavy. Ramp 7
This
taxi
off.
via Victor. Yankee, Romeo, Sierra.
Ramp 7 taxi via Victor, Yankee, Romeo, Sierra. Victor Zulu Alpha Heavy. So, Yankee Romeo. So I actually have to go. No, that's whiskey. So I am correct. Oh, there we go. Temps are dropping significantly now. Right, let's go this way. Big hangar there at the end. That's where we're going. Which one's Yankee? Sorry, which one's Romeo? It's the first one. Okay, they didn't actually send us to that hangar. I'm gonna make my own taxi route here and go Sierra. This is 7 anyway, that's where they wanted us to park. Ugh, let's do that. We actually have a ground controller there. I don't know why they took us via Romeo then, because we would have come from the wrong side. If I can change that distance in GSX to be meters instead of feet. Okay, parking brake is set. Disarm it. I think it's to do with the beacon lights. There's no option for stairs here, so we can open the door, but I don't know how I can get those stairs to attach. Do anything.
Start grid.
Okay, we're gonna leave the aircraft powered up because we'll be unloading all the cargo and stuff. So I'm not gonna switch everything off. Take the GPU and the chocks, take the external power and shut down the APU. Right, there we are, safely arrived from Victoria Falls in our ACJ 300-600. So, kicking off the return of the Neofly series, we're now back in Tanzania and ready to do some bush flying around the area. Not tonight though, with all the storms. We'll be doing that tomorrow morning. So that's going to bring us to the end of this video. As always, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, if you want to follow along with the Neofly series, you know what to do down below, and hopefully I see you in the next one.